Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the channel. This is Grady, and I'm the alchemist. The word or thought for today is entitled Worship. Worship. The worship of Yahuwah God through the Son, Yahusha HaMashiach, Jesus the Messiah. Worship. Yes, this is probably the most important thing besides receiving salvation through Yahushua HaMashiach that we must be doing. Worship in the Hebrew, the root word is worthship. Suggests that God is worth every act of praise and worship. Worthship. And so I wanted to just share some insight on it. A lot of positive things happen when God's people begin to worship Him. Worship is the acknowledgement of praise and thanksgiving, songs and hymns and acts of love that brings glory to Yahuwah. The King James says, to His name. Notice I keep using His name, His Hebrew name, is because that name is freedom and power. Wealth and riches in that name is joy and hope, light, the beauty and glory of darkness, and all of the things that God encompasses as creator, maker, and architect of the universe. And so the Lord led me to talk about how it is essential and necessary for all of creation to worship God. I recall, according to the Spirit, I'm reminded that the New Testament writings suggest that we must worship God in spirit and in truth, which simply means that we must have His Spirit and His Word to truly worship Him. Do you not know that when God is worshiped, things get in order? He puts things in order and He makes certain that His children are cared for and protected in spite of all the other things that we might see and experience in the world. Do you know the Old Testament, the Psalter in the Psalm says that our prayers are like incense that goes up into the nostrils of God. That in itself is an act of worship. Let me read a scripture to you to give you the biblical backdrop on this act of love and sacrifice. From the book of Hebrews, I think it's, Hebrews chapter 13. And verse 15 says, therefore, by Him let us continually offer the sacrifice of praise to God. That is the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to His name. There is never a time we ought to be caught without giving praise and thanksgiving to God. It's simply an act of worship. We sacrifice in our lives or whatever we have to make certain that we're doing that. Now, when should we worship? From moment to moment, in my mind. Some people say, you just worship alchemists. We're not supposed to worship, but only on Sunday. Oh, no, no, no. The Holy Scriptures teach that if you want peace in your life, you ought keep Yahuwah and Yahusha HaMashiach on your mind at all times. If you think about Him and fulfilling the purpose He's called you to, you would have perfect peace. Worship gives us a chance to get with God's. Worship gives us a chance to get with God's children our spiritual siblings, and we gather together just to give thanks and praise for all the mighty things that He's doing in our lives and how He protects us. This is very important. God protects us physically, but also from unseen things. Unseen things. Yeah, we're spirit beings first, which means the unseen is first. And out of the unseen becomes the material. And so it is very important that we spend our whole being in worship to God, always worshiping, always thanking Him, always giving Him glory, always celebrating what He's done, giving our testimony of how He's transformed our lives, how we've evolved and emerged as human beings. Yes. And I share that with you because the moment you give your life to Him, behold, all things become new. Old things have passed away. You've been forgiven of all your past sins, and now you're ushering in a new life through Yahushua HaMashiach, through Jesus Christ. And He is at the right hand of Yahuwah right now, interceding on our behalf. And so with joy I share with you, whatever you do, worship God, whether it be Sunday or whether it be Monday through Sunday, 24/7. Always be thankful and bless His name with the fruit of your lips. This is Yahuwah's servant, and I bid you shalom, mishpachah, peace, blessing, and prosperity to you, my family. Shalom. Until then.